these days I'm going to come up with a better transition. I don't like the way that. We'll just make it a little bit big for now. Hello, everybody. Yo, yo, yo's. Okay. Get my thing down to where it should be. And, okie dokie. So, here we are. Release 149. This is Shroud of the Avatar online. Oh, is it 149? No? Oh, okay. So then I'll tell you what. We'll just call it 147 for now. In my mind, we're like 2 months ahead. Let's see, because I'm pre-planning. That's it. It's not because I just woke up, but did I miss something? Or, no, no. Okay, so where was I? Yes, this is Shrine of the Avatar, free-to-play online multiplayer game. We have over 400 zones to explore, and we are constantly adding stuff to the game. And yes, we are working on new content, new structural content, as opposed to the content that we put out like this month, which is items and ultra rares and things like that. So, got a lot of stuff going on, guys. Okay. As usual, as I said, I just woke up about 35, 45 minutes ago. So a little messed up in my head, but we're gonna move forward here anyway. Got no prep because of that, and probably better off because that's usually a half an hour of me rambling on about stuff that's in a script. So we'll just skip that for now. So, geez, I don't even know where to start. Well, I guess the first thing I'll talk about is the fact that we've sent out the newsletter. If you're not signed up for the newsletter, you can do so on the Shroud of the Avatar website. And the newsletter, of course, is big because the release notes were big today, this week, this month. We have a bunch of articles in there and talking about all sorts of cool stuff. This month we've eliminated the vault from the crown store within the game. This is definitely something that was overdue, and it is now done. So those vault items, anything that you have that says from the vault, is now a limited availability item. It's not going to be coming back. And of course, the original telethon and other related items that were put into the vault over the years are now also not going to be increased. So yeah, those are completely done. Basically, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but you want to definitely read the article. You might want to break that down into pieces. It's a bit long, but it goes over the whole thing as to where the vault came from. Anybody who's newer to the game isn't really going to know about the pledge system that they had in place with Portalarium when they were developing the game, and there were, well, I don't know, shall we say, promises and some assumptions and some other stuff and expansions that Portalarium had done during that era that left a little bit of a bad taste in people's mouths. So we have finally gotten that rolled back and eliminated. So those items, of which there were 246 specifically in the vault, are no longer available from us. So anything that's out in the wild that can be traded between the players is out there, but there's not going to be any more of those added into the game of those specific items as they were in the Crown Store. So, and then of course we went into good detail, I think, of the rare structure that we have put together and what we're going to be doing from now on. So basically, there'll be categories ranging all the way from scarce to the ultra rares, and each one of them will have their own set of rules as to how they can be presented to the players and obtained by the players, and if there's any repetition involved and things like that. So to make this clear before anybody even goes off in any direction on this, like I said, the ultra rares are like right now we're offering some ultra rare wine cabinets and ultra rare wine bottles uh, as a bonus if you purchase a 10K Kodo pack or a 6K Kodo pack on the website. Um, those won't be offered ever again. You might see them as decorations in the world, but not ones that you could grab. So, static type of things. But we won't put them in the store. We won't offer them as prizes. You won't see us giving them away here on Twitch. None of that. Um, then you have other things such as, let's say, going, scarce, rare, very rare. Those three classifications are items that you'd be able to get in game, and those could be ranging in different methodologies, from loot drops from mobs, or even being able to buy stuff in-game gold, uh, but on rarer occasions, or one NPC somewhere in the game that has it, and maybe that NPC will change when you people figure out where it is and then tell everybody. Uh, so, things along those lines. And we do have our foray, a first foray, I suppose you'd say, going into that type of thing planned, where we're going to develop a set of regional wine bottles that'll have wines from cities in the game and regions in the game, things along those lines. So that list is being put together as to far as how many of the bottles there will be, and where they're from and everything. And then, of course, poor Scotty will have to actually do artwork for all those labels. So, as you can imagine, that could be a larger number. So, basically, what we're going to do there is that, and we already do have, geez, what is it? Is it six? I think we have six labels on deck already made. So this is, part of the thing. We're pre-doing stuff, and we will basically uh, set this up as a minor part of like the monthly tasks of making maybe one label, two labels a month, whatever, to keep the flow going as we add things into the game. And don't take these numbers as an indication as to how many bottles will be added into the game at any given time, because I'm not telling you, not telling you where they are, not telling you anything. So you guys will just have to wait. When we get everything all together, there's a wine rack that we're going to make for this, that will be available in the Crown store. And there'll probably be some variations on that wine rack as well, more fancier stuff, and so on and so forth, more basic or whatever. But the wine racks themselves will be appropriately configured to house all these different wine bottles. So basically, it'll be gotta catch 'em all type of situation. All right. So with all that said, I will actually go over to the website for a brief second. I think get that working. Switch. This is not, yeah, this isn't set up the way I had it set up before. I swear it changes configurations on me. See if I can do this real quick. Browser. It's lovely. This doesn't look the right thing anyway. It's supposed to point to a browser. It's not pointing to a browser. Yeah, that's a URL. Jesus. Maybe I could use that. Yeah, actually, no. All right, never mind. Dare I change the camera? Yeah, I guess I'll have to do that. There. Nope, that's weird. Okay. Hey, look, there's the right page. Okay. So, so here's the main website, and basically I've added banner ads for the ultra rares up here. You got the 10K bonus offer, and then the 6K bonus offer, which of course you can't see my mouse anyway. So, but if you click on either side of the banner for the different offers, it will take you to the uh, the page where you can purchase the Kodos and give you some more details about how you will get the bonus, which is kind of a prize, as well as uh, giving you a link to the other one as well, so you don't have to jump all over the place if you want to get both of them. So basically, the way this is set up is that you purchase the 6K or the 10K Kodo pack, and you get the associated bonus items with those packs. They will be delivered uh, more than likely the week after the event is over with, but we give ourselves space up until the end of the release. So it's basically the end of the month, the end of March, to get those done. They are completed. They are in the game. They're in Hometown. I'll take you over to see them in person in a second. So anybody can go over there and check them out, see what they look like actually in game, um, and poke at them a little bit. So let's go do that now. This, move this back to camera. Okay, so I gotta turn off the weather. All right, so if you want to check these things out and or take a look at anything that's just recently been added into the Crown Store, you can go to Hometown. That's Hometown is in the Perennial Coast area, just northeast of Soultown, which is pretty much where you guys started the game over by Solus Bridge. And then go to the street sign and go to the New Crown shop items. Now, just to say, this is a section where we display the New Crown shop items. The ultra rares are off to the side. They are not part of the Crown store, as previously stated. I'm running way too much on my machine. Okay, so here's the ultra rares, and as you can see here, you got the 10K cabinet. In fact, here I'm going to go to first person so you can see a little bit more detail. So got those, and this is a container as well. Made it a container so that way you can put your extra bottles and the carrying crate that comes with it into the container if you want to keep all your wine stuff together. And then the 6K has a smaller cabinet, perfect for as a nightstand. For those who really need to
Can't
drink.
get out of bed before grabbing a bottle.
Yeah, exactly. Um, and as I was just saying on the forums, that these are a fancy, display type thing. So like you would put these in your dining room, or if you were a restaurant, you might have a bunch of these, put together to make a larger uh, display wine wine rack type of an area. So that way, obviously, if you're in a restaurant, you're not going to go down to the cellar and blow the dust off of bottles. You'd have the more common vintages and stuff like that actually on display. So that type of thing, and each one of these bottles, which I guess I'll slew. All right, so each of these bottles has a unique label on it, and yes, they're in Runic. So get out your translation programs or cheat sheets or whatever.
If you hit F9, you can get rid of the UI so it's not in the way.
Okay, notice it was in the way, but yep. So we got is that 8 bottles that come with it? Yeah.
8,
So,
yep.
yeah. So we have 8 bottles that come with it, and there are I believe it's 6 unique labels. I think 2 of the bottles are duplicated labels. Um, so that way, if you have some doubles, maybe you'd want to trade those with some friends or something. Um, and then the crate is not an ultra rare itself. So that's going to be in the Crown Store. The crate, I think, is going in the Crown. No, actually, no, it's not going to the Crown Store. The crate's going to be available in another way, and that's going to be by the end of the month. So we're just getting that into the game. So you'll be able to get the crate in game, and then you could actually place bottles into crate as well.
Yeah.
So,
All 8 bottles will fit. In fact, 12 bottles will fit.
so yeah. And there you go. So this is the current ultra rares offering. Um, this ultra rare offering is helping to fund the larger wine bottle um, program for the collectible stuff that we were talking about in the release notes. And that's, as I was just saying earlier, regional bottles, city branded labels, things like that. So we're going to have all those different unique labels in the game. Some of the bottles will be rarer than others. And that way, you guys could go around and collect all these things and be able to show it off. Uh,
Will these 8 rare bottles work in the coming rack as well?
I've been thinking about that. I think it would be unfair to actually give obviously the new racks, not it has nothing to do with these here, but the racks that we're going to build for this collectible thing, they're going to be available to everybody through the Crown Store and things along those lines. Um, So you would end up having, 6 or yeah, pretty much, 6 empty sockets in there that you wouldn't be able to fill. So I'm thinking about making a secondary, like one tier that would, be an add-on to that rack. So that way the people with the ultra rares can add them in. Um, but that's not solid yet. Got to figure it out as to how to do this and what's the best way to go about it. I want the players to be able to have a complete set, in their wine rack, and not have empty sockets that they'll never be able to get, filled in. But if they,
Uh, well,
yeah,
maybe
but
you could make a smaller rack just for the 8 then. That would
it,
go aside the other one.
Yeah, exactly. Either that or if I can, if we go along with the type of tech that we were doing for like the dial cabinets and things like that, it could literally be a checkbox that would turn on an extra row. Um, but I have to figure out if that is even feasible. So, but yeah, something along those lines. Exactly. Um, Yeah, I don't think the doll cabinets are actually set to accept deco, but it's a little bit different with items. So they don't really have deco surfaces per se, but they either have to be configured to be display items where they could be displayed, like in this case, this wine rack or wine cabinet is actually on this parquet floor. That makes this is a display item to do that. If I want to put wine bottles in the crate has to be a display item container, so it'll accept other items. So bottom line is, yeah, these I don't see any reason why these shouldn't. I think these cabinets should already be set for that. So you could put bottles
Yes.
on top of them and stuff.
In fact, they are specifically set for that so that if you had two such cabinets, you could stack them and fill something to wall height.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and the doll cabinets, I agree. I do not believe that they have a uh, the setting to accept other decorations on them, and that's actually on purpose due to the functionality of the doll cabinets and stuff like that. And I didn't want to risk having anything clipping through and things along those lines. So, um, okay, let's see if there's anything. Well, thanks, Dab. Dab says the dolls rock. Oh yeah. So sadly, that's the thing. Dabs actually brings up something that I guess I'll mention is that and kind of indicated in the release notes as well that we're going to try out some other um, things in addition to the way the ultra rares are. We do now. It's periodic, and this has been to make sure that we have time to get them put together and everything. Obviously, the doll cabinets were a mess, but um, going forward, we're going to make sure that that's the case. Uh, what I want to do is I want to be able to offer more ultra rares at different times in different ways. So I have a few plans for some stuff. I just need to make sure that we could get our backlog of items up to a good point where I'll be able to start putting those out there. And what you're going to end up seeing is that there'll be ultra rares put out more often, and not always as a bonus item on a Kodo pack. They may actually be a bonus item for something else as well. So uh, we will see. The phrase is green eggs, just like green eggs and ham, but just green eggs. So say that in the game. We got about 20 minutes before we start talking about me doing the prize drawing in another 20 minutes. So um, yeah, we'll be doing the prize drawing around the top of the hour. So get those phrases in the game. Um, any chat will do. Whisper it to a friend or go into Universal and let everybody else know what the phrase is. Okay, so let's see. What else do we have? Is there any other chat stuff going on? Okay, so. um, Okay, so Azurio Dufresne, I think. Yeah, Azorian Dufresne says, would not be rare if every player would buy the Kodos. Well, if everybody player buys the Kodos, that would be a very good thing because then we'd be able to hire more people. Um, but so the limited number, yeah, because it's only offered that one time during, was it basically 7 days, 10 days, uh, during the thing. So even if everybody who saw the ad bought the Kodos, then there's still going to be a finite number in the game. You will not be able to keep buying them. You will not be able to keep creating them. So they will be a definitive number, and they would be in fact rare. But the fact of the matter is that not everybody does that. And not everybody is able to or sees the ads or whatever. So there's always a specific number, which of course I'm not going to tell you how many there are. But there is an average number of ultra rares that get into the game every time the ultra rares are offered, and uh, it's nowhere near how many people play the game. And of course, as we move forward, we're really looking at getting a lot more players into the game. So, uh, as I said in the release notes as well, we've been working for 3 years to stabilize the game, improve things, and develop our methods for moving forward as well. So some of the things that we've been working on when, uh, if you watched any of our work streams like with Scotty and stuff like that, we have devised new ways of um, building houses that is going to improve the performance of the game as it is now, and then make it easier to build the houses going forward as well. So that's a massive project, and Scotty is definitely pulling a lot of overtime on that. So once we get all those things going, or well, as we are now, we have gotten things to a point where we really want to start putting out the word. Obviously, the player base, you guys, can help with that, spreading the word about that Shred the Avatar is a place to be. And we'll do our best to get the marketing efforts up. This is why we run these special events and bonuses and things along those lines to try help build up the money a little bit, so that way we could spend more on marketing and more devs. So we definitely want to expand the team, and the only way to do that is with money. So uh, definitely buy those rare Kodo packs, because um, there's no possibility that there's going to be 10,000 of them in the game at this moment. So they will definitely be rare. Okay. Okay, so Conjure Dragon says that buying the Kodos using PayPal worked this time. So that's actually interesting. No, that issue is not on our side. PayPal has admitted, actually, I don't want to say admitted, but they've indicated uh, whenever that occurred, it would always be in Europe. I believe it's a EU thing, to be honest with you. I've only seen EU countries affected by it. Uh, and it's actually, that's funny, because back when the UK was still part of the EU, there were people in the UK complaining about it, but I have not heard a single person in the UK complain about it um, since Brexit. So um, that may actually have something to do with it. But the bottom line is that uh, people making purchases on PayPal could get a message saying that the transaction was declined by their bank when it wasn't. They could get a message saying something about security, a security risk or something like that. When we called, I spoke with PayPal about this. They specifically told us that it was not us that they were talking about. So um, they checked. They said that the transactions were fine on our side, and that the problem was on their side between them and um, the play, the customer, the player's uh, account, which I'm assuming is really the bank provider or something. So I don't know what really
If
it
that's
is.
the case, then it sounds like if EU players pay for stuff here with PayPal using a PayPal balance, which they got into PayPal separately, maybe that would work.
Could be. Well, one workaround I found, which did work actually. There was a person in Italy who was trying to make a larger purchase. It only happens on larger purchases for some reason. Um, and well, let me just finish this thought that what PayPal told me is that I could not pursue it because it's an issue between them and the customer. So basically, if this is happening, I'm putting this out. If this is happening to anybody out there, I think there was somebody who was trying to buy a POT as well, and Basically, a case needs to be opened with PayPal, and it needs to be pushed by the customer, by you, to escalate it and keep it open and keep them looking at it. If you guys reach out to us through the support email address, let me know what the case number is. I'll be very happy, ecstatic actually, to call PayPal over here and talk to our rep for our account and give them the case number and tell them that we want to be involved in testing and find out what's going on. So now here's the thing, is that if it stopped, they may have found the problem. But if this does happen, one of the workarounds that I have found is that in you could still make your purchases, but you can't use PayPal. So like if you're using PayPal and not using a PayPal balance, but you're like using PayPal just to front a credit card, you can actually go and use a credit card through Stripe, which is our credit card processing company. So on our website, you get the choices. Also, PayPal has the option, uh, as I said, to use a credit card. And the person in Italy, I found that there's an option when you go to PayPal where you could literally directly use that credit card, because one of the theories is that PayPal is misapplying, like basically calculating the VAT wrong. And obviously in the EU, there's a VAT for EU, and then there's separate country VATs, and it's very possible, value-added tax, by the way, which is very possible that they're messing that up somehow. But what we did find was that if you go in there and you tell PayPal that you just want to use a in-country credit card, then it lets you do that, because again, the rules are different out there. So if that option exists, you can bypass the problem that way, because that worked. So all right, so yeah, and as said, so but PayPal will not tell us what the problem is or work with us to try to resolve the issue. And again, the last thing that they told me was that the problem is on their side, but they said that the well, for us, the player, the customer has to pursue it with them. And I guess not a lot of people push hard enough to try to get that done. I wish I could, because I'm like a bulldog on that. I would just keep going until they fix it, because it's ridiculous. So yeah, there's basically, try all the different options. And if the worst case is, you could use your like if you have a Visa debit card or a local credit card, if you do it through the credit card processor, they process it locally through in your region, in your country. That was one of the concerns, is that there are banks, I guess apparently in Italy, that won't allow um, they won't allow credit cards that are sourced from outside the country to work when you're in that country. The rules are really complex out there. So, but as I said, if you do run into a problem and you're able to get a case opened, then let us know at support at trytheavatar.com, and I will get on with PayPal and get involved, and we'll see what we can do to get that sorted out. All right. Okay, let's see. Do, do, do. All right, so a lot of discussion on all that there. So yeah, as I said, just let us know if you guys can duplicate the issue and get a case open. Then we'll see what we can do about figuring that out. All righty, let's see now. Where were we? All right, we're getting close to prize drawing time. I guess I should unsee. And okay, so
Aziz, light.
all right, there we go. So since we're here, we'll look at some of the neato stuff that's in the Crown Store this release. So we have chicken coops and
Those are not in the Crown Store. Those are craftable.
oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah, she put out all the chicken stuff together. So
gotcha. All right. Yeah, actually, if you want to narrate some of this, then that way I don't make
Okay.
all stupid shit.
We have 4 new crafting recipes. There's small and large coops, and there's small and large feeder trays right there. And we have um, currently uh, uh, okay, words. Last release and before that, chickens everywhere just said chickens because they were all one color and there was no need to differentiate. Now, the ones that are placed and the ones that are tamed say red chickens. And that has been updated so that if you have like one in a whistle, it will say red chicken. And since you can't place tamed pets as deco on your lot, there is a red chicken deco pet on the in-game gold vendors. And then there are 2 other new colors of chickens. There's buff chickens and there are gray chickens. And we made both deco pets and animal spawners for those, and those 4 chickens are in the crown store. And there is also a nest with eggs. The point of that is that you need a piece of deco to place for the animal spawner, and we've been using that nest with eggs for a while now for various ducks and geese that we've done in the past. But you can't place an animal spawner on a lot, so unless we give you the nest separately, you can't place a nest on a lot. So if you wanted to make a nice little lot knot with chicken coops and feeder trays and chicken deco pets, they wouldn't have nests. So a nest is a small little thing, but it makes things complete.
Very nice. I like it.
And also these coops are placeable as pot deco. But if you do that and try to place the animal spawner nests in the coops, that will not work because spawners need to place on the ground because the critters need nav mesh to walk. So again, if you want to have a nest in the coop, it has to be a nest that doesn't have a chicken attached. Where can we purchase these recipes? I believe that those were in Xenos, off the top of my head. Yes, and if that, please don't kill the red chicken in their eyes, no matter what color he is. Riding chickens.
No, no
That,
riding chickens.
yeah, adding more types of rideable things would require different animations, because if you try to stick someone in the exact same position on a chicken as they would be on a horse, things are not going to line up well.
Yeah. I have to say,
No, Hamna, you can't add nev mesh to objects. Houses are different. They're baked into the lot. So they have a nav mesh that ties into the lot when it's placed, but it's not placed as an item the way a coop is. Morphing all the way, they are available now, which is more than a month before Easter. You okay there, Ravalox?
yeah, I'm talking to myself. I think.
Okay. Because I think
Um,
we've about covered the chickens now.
gotcha. Yeah, I was trying to do something that I think it's this one. Nope, it's not that one. It's this one. Yeah, there you go. All right. I'm not even saying a word. I'm just gonna put that up there for a second and see if anybody recognizes what that is. we'll just say something. It's something that's broken that I'm fixing. It's related to animation. So that's all. Never mind.
See,
Let's try.
now I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, somebody else will figure it out, I'm sure. But yeah, I think we have a winner. Some guy named Vesper, sort of.
No, I don't think it was the animation that was broken. I think it was confused by the horse system.
Yeah, it's actually they destroyed the original thing, and it's the hookup. They never hooked up the animation.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah. So
Okay. Well,
yeah,
a few months ago, we had Sanio remove the option to get coconuts from the stable boy in L's head. So as soon as you've got that working, they can go back in.
yeah, yeah. It's one of those side project things, you know. It's obviously I got a list of things that I need to get done. So here it's like this is these are all my tasks for the next 20 days. So I gotta get all that done. But I have this on the side because you know it's one of those things that it's like irritates me that it's not working. So I'm starting to look into more system related
Systemic.
systemic issues, but system related issues. Yeah. So and like one of them, of course, is the tooltips. Say this one's going on QA. Got a code fix in here for if you hover over this, you see you get the tooltip. If I move my mouse off the screen, like I put the trough right over here, right, and then I move my mouse off the screen. See, my mouse is well, actually, you can't. Yeah, you can't. It's behind the it's behind the camera thing. So, but you can see it's popping up in there, and that's when I'm not in focus. If I take my focus off the game, I shouldn't be getting tooltips. And I think everybody's aware of this. It's like if you move around, you basically get you're like out of the side corner of your eye. If you have multiple monitors, you'll see things moving around on the side of the avatar screen while you're talking in Discord or whatever. And that's been there forever. It's the fix is going to be on QA on the next QA build, and then we have other things that we're working on to fix as well. And I have a shopping list of systemic things that need to be corrected. So and the while I was looking at that stuff, it occurred to me that the coconuts needed to be looked at. So anyway, okay, so we're just about here. I'm gonna have to put up the update the script for the prizes. Get that going. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about coconuts. Let's see what else. What else we got?
Well, you were showing the other stuff in the Crown Store.
Ah, yes. Let me go do that. All, of course. So this area here, as I said, this is the new Crown Shop items. We have the stuff we released this release and the stuff we released last release will be up here. So anything that's in the recently added category, it's recently added, yeah, recently added category. So we have about 30 items in there, and those items will, or should be, on display here. I think most of them are. I don't know if the wood cutouts aren't here yet, right?
No, they are. She put up that house in the back
Oh, I'm like staring right
because
at the house
they are indoor
wall.
wall pieces. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, there you go. So these, some might recognize these as the images that are in the recipe book for each category. And Scotty has taken these and he did the original art for these. And these are not copied from anywhere. He actually did the original art for these based off of the styles and everything from medieval times when they used to burn wood to make images, which of course is still an art now too. But so these are all based on classic methodologies, um, where uh, the people are standing in certain ways, and he was explaining it to us in a previous meeting about how oh, actually, what, part of this conversation I'm hearing in my head right now is actually between Scotty and Dennis Lubay, um, where he was explaining where he had to take some liberties with things that you would never have seen in a wood cutting from back then. But they're very minor, and I'm not pointing them out. Otherwise, it's one of those things that you'll never forget, and you'll always be pointing that out.
Does one of them have a cell phone in it?
No, 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 nothing like that. No ear horn that people think are cell phones. But it has to do with uh, something that the people are doing in the cutouts that are not things that the cutouts usually would display. But they're really nice, and as you can see, they have the wood grain in there. I mean, you get up close to these things, and they don't blur. We're using the new methodologies that we are doing for our images in the game, so you see how clear these are, and they stand up really well. So we have a large and a medium version. Um, those are available. Well, the medium ones are available now. The large ones will be available on the 6th, uh, or at the end of the 6th, after the 6th. No, on the 6th. They'll be available on the 6th, which is the last day of the Crown Store sales, being at 30%. The delay on those are that's the established rule set for the subscriber. If you subscribe, the subscriber rewards. If you subscribe to the game, you have three tiers: 9, 18, or $27 a month, and they give you a scaled up amount of crowns of the Ascidians as a as a given. So basically, if you were to if I remember correctly, it's like 2,300 crowns for the $18, and it's 900 crowns for $9, and then the 27, it was like 3,200 crowns, I think. Plus, you get all this other stuff, which is you'll get approximately 3 items that are going to be going into the Crown Store, but you get to get them 10 days before everybody else does. And so that way you can display them and go nah nah nah, or you could trade them with other people, sell them, etc. so on, before anybody else has. So you get bragging rights on that. And then after that, they'll go into the Crown Store, which of course helps the development because then people buy them in the Crown Store, um, and hopefully going up to the website and buying more crowns. So we don't try to monetize a lot of things in the game, but obviously it's really important to get money in so we can continue developing the game. So sorry, I tend to harp on it a little bit, but it's very important for us to be able to hire the devs and get the hardware and everything that we need to keep the game going and keep it fresh. So the larger we can make the team, the faster we'll be able to get new stuff into the game and finish up content and quests and all that neat stuff. We have a pretty solid plan actually. So okay, so this month we've added in these wonderful green fountains which have green water. I wonder why that would be. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with snakes. I mean, maybe a saint or something. And then there's also a large mossy fountain. And these actually came out really good. These are, I believe, Allium did these.
Yep. Oh, there are already places in game where there were overgrown fountains with moss.
But they didn't
So,
look as good as this. And then, of course, not to forget to mention, which I was going to do before, but I forgot, is that Lainey is the one who set up the chicken coops and the troughs and stuff.
Yeah,
So,
I think we all worked together on that.
yeah.
I mean, you were the one that separated out the troughs from the mesh.
Just a little thing. You guys do the important stuff. You're the ones who actually get it into the game. So we have these fountains, various sizes and such. And this is from last month. Got our Valentine's Day cards and mugs of hot chocolate, which I'm still very impressed by. I really like the way that it came out. And let's see what else.
Somewhere on the other side is probably the Elven picture.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. So I worked on this one to. I'm actually surprised because in the editor it definitely has that gray shows up, but the I guess the shader tweaks that I did worked because it's coming up as green glass the way it should. Initially, I had problems with that, but I really like these. These came out really nice. In fact, nice enough that I'm going to slew at them a little bit closer here. So really good detail. If anybody's familiar with the rendering pipelines, and get a little technical here, but I'm using height maps on this um, to give this the 3D aspect. So it's actually making it 3D when it's not. And
Time to
it,
push the prize button.
okay, I have to go and do the thingy. Give me 1 second or so. Yes. One moment, please. Yeah, these came out really good. Um, so I could definitely see us leveraging some of these materials for future items as well. It's still thinking, why is it thinking?
Yeah, I was thinking that this would be a good set to do in other colors as well.
Yeah, totally agree. Okay. Okay. Updated. Just gotta find where the hell it is in all this mess. Can't find it.
What is it you're looking for?
Oh, it's it. It's the prize script. I got it. I updated it. I just need to find it where it put it in my It's not in my pending for some reason. So
Ah,
but submitting it. All right. R147. Done. Okay. Now the prize. Okay, guys, we're running it now. Look at that. It's only 3 minutes after the hour. We're like 20 minutes early. Okay. Okay, so we'll do two drawings for the first hour here, and we'll do another drawing for every hour that we continue on. So that's funny. Um, oh, finish up. Come on.
You know that makes the server just digging its heels, right?
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. So it's gonna take a little bit longer now. All right. So, um, it could be part of a sentence. The Yeah, like even if you did green eggs or and ham, it would actually work. So just needs to be in there somewhat. Okay, that worked. All right, and the second drawing is going now. You have 30 seconds to get the phrase in if you haven't done it yet. 29, 28. Give it a couple of seconds here. And ham. Okay, running the second one. I don't like spam. Alrighty. So, yeah, these fountains are actually definitely intended just to be deco. If we were going to do something for water changing, then it would be a different item. Uh, the um, green water specifically is part of our annual um, uh, St. Patrick's Day event, or say event, but process. So the water in the world will be changing green in was it another 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks. So having a fountain that changes the water green would kind of not really be uh, functional properly, where like people's water would be green.
How does that work now? I don't think I've ever checked a town that had a blood fountain during green water season.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I mean, especially isn't the blood fountain? Is the blood fountain? That's not part of the blood reliquary, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so it's that's actually a quite rare um object.
Yeah, there are not many.
Yeah. So I'm not even sure what its functionality was, if anything.
It changes the water to red.
Hmm.
But what happens when the water is green?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, yeah. Will it override? More, more than likely, it'll stay red because I think the fountain is being applied after the scene is loaded.
Yeah,
So,
I think so too, but I haven't looked.
yeah, that would be an ultra, ultra, ultra rare. At least even back in the first and second generation development teams, they didn't dare touch those limited items like that. So they didn't go into the store or anything along those lines. I think there are I want to say there's 12 blood reliquaries. Um, I know there's only two follicularies. One for is it one or two for Lord British and Darkstar? But yeah, those are really really limited, very much so. Okay, we got prizes, so let's go ahead and read off those. Oh, we actually we before we read them off, we have to go pick the prizes. Yeah. So we go in here and
Yeah, I'm gonna have to step away any second.
okay, gotcha. Do you have any suggestions for prizes?
No,
Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna work backwards this time. Hey, look, it's the ever sought after Adobe houses. I know everybody wants one of those. Let's see. I think
too many tiny little rooms.
yeah. I don't know. I was never really a big fan of them at all. I just don't like the imagery. Um, let's do. This is going to be the quote unquote grand prize. The Tower Village home. Um, so we got that one at least done. And then let's see. Recently added. Is this a 6 pack of patterns? All right, so we'll do a 6 pack of Diable Elven Mage Staff.
It's just from last month.
Yeah, I try to throw in some stuff, recent. Until I get yelled at.
Be right back.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, do we have? Oh, that hasn't started yet. Copper bathtub. Yeah, yeah. Ultra rare mounts. That's an idea. I don't know if I go completely ultra rare. I give a lot of work that's required to put it to make a mount, but we could definitely do some rare stuff. Other games, they will put things out in their store and say, okay, it's here for 2 weeks, and then it might come back, it might not come back, right? One example of that is Elder Scrolls Online. They have like I think it's an ice horse mount, and I actually had back when I was playing and working on that. I had a full collection of all the horses except for that one mount. And every time it would come up in the store, I was not actually in the game, and so never had that. Yeah, frog mounts would be a completely new thing, like Allium was talking about before. Uh, that would require a lot more work because the animations and the saddling and everything, the binding of the two things together has to be completely done from scratch. Ultra rare mounts that jump, I'd rather put jumping in for everybody instead of a very small crowd. So, you know, and if I did do a mount for as an ultra rare, it would only be on a 10K pack. There, there's again, there's an ROI, return on investment, on that, and the amount of money it takes to make these things is it's not a 5 minute effort. It takes a lot of money. I wouldn't say we're exactly losing money on the stuff that we're doing, but we're not raking in bank either. You guys buy more of the stuff, as I said, we'll just turn it right back into the business again, expand the team, and uh, get improve things that are in need of improvement. All right, let's see what here. There's a lot of stuff in the store. Wow. The climbing English now set is how much is? Oh yeah, too many pieces. One of the things I'm working on figuring out is how everything in the store that has multiples of, like the street lamp 6 pack, will be delivered in a bag. So right now, if I did that, then you would just see the bag. You wouldn't be able to do the 3D preview of the item. Um, and the multiple items, the ones that have bigger sets of items and stuff, drives Laney crazy. It's way too much stuff to manage for deliveries. So, all right, let's see, where are we? Got two more things. All right, I'm gonna throw a small moss covered wooden awning in. Spell it right. That would be nice. Let's see. 180K. That would be nice. No, no. In fact, I mean, we have a lot of well, I should say a lot of volunteers. It's like the team is small, and I mean, I would even consider myself a volunteer at this point. I'm pulling some money, but I'm not pulling anywhere near what I'm supposed to be pulling. And we don't obviously we don't discuss salaries or anything like that. Hey, one day, I mean, if we all pull together as a team, then we could get the visibility up, get more people into the game, help new players come into the game and help them along, and encourage people to subscribe. Really? Yeah, yeah. Well, I before I came here, I was pulling in a lot more than I'm pulling now. I'm doing this because this is what I love. So, you know, I I could be making a lot more money, but I don't want to give this up. All I could do is hope that one day we'll be able to get to a point where I'll be making that money again. What else do we want to do? I don't know. Do I want to play? All right, I'm gonna do a giant brown rabbit. Ah, hey, yeah, it's always worth asking. But as I said, where we are now, that's we would love to have more people, but it's just not feasible at the moment. We'll keep doing what we're doing, putting in our plan, getting everything going. Over the next few months, you guys are going to hear more about things like the way I'm talking in the release notes, being more factual as far as what we're doing, the decisions we're making, trying to get the player-facing policies sorted out, and put up on the website. I'm not really a big fan of having these things splattered all over the forums, so going to get even that takes time to get done, but get those things up there, and I in a lot of the conversations I've had with you guys, whether it be in the forums, on the streams here, or whatever, uh, I've referenced stuff that I can't talk about yet, and we are close to getting to the point where we'll be able to actually talk about those things. And really, I'm a big believer in Murphy and curses, so I don't want to even make any more hints on anything than I have. So need all that stuff to go smoothly, and then we could talk about you know what's going on, and I'll be able to give you guys more definitive stuff like you've seen in the release notes. So, okay. Um, okay. It's funny you mentioned telethon because that's one of the things that we do want to do, is come up with a telethon. Of course, the telethon rewards have to be uh, built ahead of time, and this is one of the things I was talking about when I said like, why we have a structure of scarce, rare, very rare, ultra rare, right? So telethon items would come under the category of ultra rare, so the items definitely have to be made before the telethon. This is one of the biggest mistakes, or short-sightedness, I guess I would say, right, in planning, where Portalarium ran into when they were doing the telethons. is that they were doing them quarterly, then they did them monthly, and they were raising money for sure. There was definitely good money coming in through that. But they were giving themselves a backlog, and when they were doing it every month, and they had 6 to 12 items of backlog being created every month, they literally had the entire team that was capable of making items working on that instead of working on the game, which is what should have been being done. So, I mean, granted, items and it's a balance, right? And but that's the problem is that they gave themselves so much work, and then of course when the delays started becoming longer, then there was more and more backlash saying, hey, where are these items? Are they done yet? Are they done yet? So if we do a telethon or anything along those lines, then we're going to make sure that those items are done and ready to go before we actually have the event. As I said, I ran into it myself with the doll cabinet thing. My as I said, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. It was almost like a Richard type of great idea. Yeah, we'll throw this in. Uh, I really, literally did not know I was going to have to do what I had to do to get it working. Fixed a bunch of stuff because of it, but um, it definitely took a way. It took actually uh, 2.5 months longer than it should have to get that done. So that lesson is definitely learned, and so I will not be making any promises or putting anything out there until the thing is ready. Thus, the collectible stuff we're backlogging, backstock, I guess, yeah, backstocking. The some labels, get everything ready so we could start putting things out in a consistent, orderly fashion. And of course, what, and I'm going to say it this way: whatever the wine racks end up being, whatever tech ends up getting used it with them, um, whether it be slotting or uh, snapping, you know, along those lines. Uh, that will that will be done before we actually go and start implementing this in the game. So, okay, the island. Which island? I have two island projects on my list of things to do. I don't know if you could see. Yeah, my whiteboard is all washed out, um, so you can't. Let's see if I move my map. My arrow goes behind the camera, so you can't see it. But I'm pointing at it right there. See, 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 see.
I am back. Have you
Okay.
read off the prizes yet?
No, I was delaying. See that whiteboard there? Actually, it's got an island on it. Quite a massive island that's going to replace hometown. But I'm assuming that you're. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't want to assume. What island are you talking about, Mr. Darkwood? Okay, let's read off the prizes. Wow, I think he's definitely rambling on. Okay, so you want to read the prizes? I'll read the people's. Yes.
Okay.
Great.
Prize number 1 is a copper bathtub.
And that goes to Bastet and Arya Bloodmoon.
Prize number 2 is a pattern. I assume that's the whole pattern pack, not
Oh,
just one pattern.
yeah, it is. It's the pattern pack. Sorry, I didn't fix
A pattern pack for the Diable Elven Mage Staff.
that. And that goes to Morkin and the Extreme,
Prize 3 is a small moss-covered wooden awning.
which goes to Fred Stone. Is there a Flint in there, maybe?
There
And
might have been before.
Lela Gamer.
Prize number 4 is a giant brown rabbit deco pet.
That goes to Luna Quick Cloud and Torque.
And the big one, prize number 5, the Tower Village Home.
Goes to Athol or Athol and Vari's Lease. Vari's Lease. Yes. There you go. So, congratulations to all the winners of the prizes on our first round. I'm sure, I believe Allium is got to skedaddle, but I will be definitely hanging around here until at least 6, and then we'll do one more prize drawing, unless something really interesting happens and we stay here for another hour after that. But I'm starting
Oh
to
my
feel
goodness.
that I need to go to sleep myself. So,
Okay. Well, have a good night, guys.
have a night. See you later. Okay. Let me go back here and some of the stuff. All right, so the island. It was the one from your previous Twitch. Um, Geez, okay. I'm assuming we're talking about the um the Lottie basement because Eastern Britannia. Okay, there you go. Yeah, see, I got like three. I got an atoll, and two islands that I have to work on. But yeah, so the Birch Island, that's the one. And yeah, that's in progress. I have an update that I actually need to put on Novi. I've been holding back on updating the map for the moment. I want to get the well into. There's two dungeons in there. So the well is going to be the first dungeon that's going to go in place. So yes, I am actively working on that. I have just what did I just? I had I had some pre cursors that needed to be taken care of first, but that's where I am on my backlog. As another thing that I had said, and I am definitely holding to this, is that I'm not taking on new stuff until the backlog is sorted out. So basically, I have lava spawns, lava lake room, and those come first. Then the Birch Island and the well. The eighth level of Hell, which is going to be a massive dungeon, is as you guys know, partially built, but I'm changing things around in that. The concept is definitely solid. It's a dungeon that will get it will be easier at the top, and then as you work your way down, it will get harder and harder to the point where if you get down to the eighth level, you will be in hell because you probably won't survive. You will need a group to have a hope to survive that. And even as again, this is generic stuff, just to give you an idea of where it's heading. When you get to that bottom level, uh, if you make it to the other end of the bottom level, then eventually, not in the initial release, but eventually it will have um, a gateway into something further. When I say gateway, it's not a teleport, no. But it'll go into another dungeon, and there'll be more that's bigger, very big. So, anyway, you guys get the idea. A lot of work involved here, and so I am basically, well, this is not me doing this actually, but Allium and Laney, they are working on itemization. So even things like I did um, the serving set, table service set, I think is, yeah, Elven metal service tray. Well, the set is a service set, but um, I did this, but I didn't really have to do too much with it. It was just really messing around with some shaders and stuff to get the colors right and get them hooked up. But for the most part, I am stepping back from itemization uh, since we now have um, Allium, Laney, and Scotty who can do setup and create the artwork and the meshes and stuff like that for that. I want to concentrate on systems. I want to concentrate on the content aspect of things. Sanyo is still working on episode 2. I'm working on episode 3, but not actively working on it now because I have my backlog. So going to bring all the backlog stuff up to date, and then I have a clear sequential order of operation that I want to get things done. And hoping between now and then I'll be able to add more people to the team to help out with that type of stuff. So um, let's see. There, auto renamed. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just scroll up because I think I might have missed a couple of things here. Um, yeah, Tolar is absolutely 1000% correct. Several of those, several, I think it was pretty much all the telethons. I think that practice started early in development. Even when I was there to help with telethons and stuff, I didn't drink. I don't drink. I just don't like it. And so uh, yeah, it was kind of interesting being there for that type of stuff. I mean, of course, um, that's how we got Corpians in the game instead of Scorpions because somebody uh, Darkstar was a little tipsy and couldn't pronounce Scorpions at the time. So that was pretty fun. So yeah, I mean, definitely entertaining and stories for the ages. Sadly, they also overpromised. So that's one of the things that hey, they did it in good faith at the time. But the problem is that um, they didn't austerity didn't take effect. So it needed to stop at some point and say, okay, we're going to catch up now. But that never really happened. Okay, so let's see here. All right. Give you an update offsetting for reflections. Not sure if that's a bug, then please update the bug in the forums. If that's a wish list, then obviously it needs to be a wish list. I'm not sure what that really is. Okay, let's see. Sure, I'm famous for my ramblings. Um, Going down, making sure I didn't miss anything else. So, all right, well, so I'm assuming that I answered that the lava room one after because I got to get the spawns for the lava room done before I finish up the lava lake room. That's the massive room. Um, so that there's not visible stuff done. The next thing I actually have to do with the lava lake room is I'm going to combine all the meshes for the rock walls. This will reduce the draw calls and the load time for that room, and it'll completely make the room a lot more viable and responsive. Bella, it's okay that you're late. It just matters that you're here. Great, yeah, cool. I really like the Elven set too. I'm glad your wife likes it. I when we saw this, because of course, this is not an asset that we created from scratch, but obviously we're taking it and making it our own through modifications and stuff. And as Allium said, we'll probably be making different versions of this as well. The glass colors can change, but then in addition, the methodologies and the materials that they use for the glass will allow me to, well, I shouldn't say me because it said itemization, trying to hand that off. These aspects can be put into other items as well. So that's the thing is that we don't just get stuff. There's our like it was referenced before. There's VFX and stuff up there for or animations for things for mounts and everything that are up there on the various asset stores that are available. But once we take something, once we buy something or obtain it, then we go and clean it up. Is invariably, and I will repeat it one more time. Invariably, the meshes are not great. I mean, we've gotten stuff where the people who put it together, it looks okay, but then when you go in there and you check, the meshes are not welded together. So, um, like, it wouldn't apply with this, but like the table this is sitting on, that pole would be one separate separate piece, and then this would be a separate piece, that would be a separate piece. No, all these things need to be you know, made into one thing if it's going to be an item. Otherwise, the game is really technically loading each one separately, and if you have enough latency in the client, you will see the pole pop in, the cross braces pop in separately. So all that needs to be, reviewed. And of course, there's other stuff more technical with meshes that they like leave holes in the meshes, or they have multiple vertexes on top of each other. There's all sorts of cleanup that needs to be done. And then above and beyond all that, then we'll take something that's like, oh, we didn't do something like this before, and then we'll take it and then we'll actually you know wrap it into something else. So it looks like I'm gonna lose my camera. Hold on a second. I gotta find my oh, the screen, right? Yeah, there we go. Stay in the call. Right there. Okay. Now you guys can see me again. All right, let me scroll back down. Okay, good. Uh, Janzik, I believe that there is a setting in the options, in the video levels to get rid of the reflections. But if you're having latency issues or something with reflections, then that's what you need to do is go into your video settings and change those things down. But if there's a setting that's not there, so for instance, if you turn off camera effects, I believe that's going to get rid of reflections. But if you have issues that are not handled in these settings, then what you're going to want to do is put a wish list request in. So um, I haven't discussed it. That's nice, but no. So if you want to wish list it, go for it. That's the proper channel you're going to want to take. Okay. There can't be multiple. If there's multiple, that means that we're not cleaning up the forms properly. Because there should only be one wish list, and if there are multiple wish lists, then they are supposed to be all combined into one thread. So, and again, if it's something like that, there is a way to turn them off. You just need to uh, change your video settings to lower your quality down from best, and that will actually get rid of the reflections. Or you go in there and make other changes on the camera settings, as I just said, between the volumetric lighting and the whatever the other thing was that I said. Yeah, between camera bloom, volumetric lighting, and camera effects. You could disable those, and you would be able to get rid of your reflections. There you go. Janzik, do not take that position with me. Seriously, not not wise. Uh, you have the ability to put in a wish list request. Do so. If there's other wish list requests on there, make a comment in the wish list request. That's all there is to it. That's the process. The dev team, by the way, for everybody, does not give preference to any player. So there you go. Um, Everybody has to follow processes. Otherwise, things will not happen. And things that are a lower priority, of course, will take longer to get done based on the size of the team. The more, the more you guys support the game, more subscriptions we get, the more hands that we could get into the game to do more complex things. As I said, that's the whole reason why I want to get out of the itemization, so I could pay more attention to fixing long-standing bugs like this mouse problem, and other issues that we're dealing with right now. So I'd rather make sure that the game doesn't have exploits. I would like to make sure that we don't introduce new exploits. and I'd like to be able to fix system bugs and balance the game and expand the content. So those all take priority over other things along those lines. But wish list requests are the way to do it, so that way the um, desires can be vocalized. And if we don't actually say that this isn't going to be done and move it off into that folder that says it's not going to be done, then it's being considered. And that's actually all defined in the forums as well. There you go. All right. So again, Mr. Janzik, you're going to need to take this offline. If you have a problem with this, please reach out to support through the email address, because I just actually gave you the three options that would take care of it. But you know, I have no other thing that I could tell you about this right now, and it's actually not an operational issue in the game. Okie dokie. So let's see. We are actually approaching 6 p.m., so we may actually just go ahead and do another prizing. If you haven't said the phrase in game, go ahead and say it, and that way, in the next 5 to 10 minutes, probably 10 minutes, I'll go ahead and start working on getting those prizes drawings going. Okay, so of course, let's see, we have not really done very much of anything else in here. Trying to think what else I could do at the moment. So I'm more in the mode of like I went to sleep. When did I go to sleep? Around 9:30, 10. Yeah, about 10 a.m. this morning, and um, so I got up in time for the live stream, and I may just actually go lay down again after the live stream. But I'm in the mode of actually working on stuff, so my mind is kind of off on that. Normally, live stream could actually go on for another couple of hours if we wanted to, but I'd rather actually get back in and continue on with the stuff that I have that needs to get done. So we will be doing that after 6 p.m. So, all right. Anything else that we got going on here? Um, so if there's any more Q&A, please feel free to post in the chat. In the meantime, I will head over to Castle Atos just to see what the buff level is currently at. All right. So Hemnu's asking on the backer servants, they used to hail us as we approached, and all they do now is and all that now are conversationalists. We perhaps get a toggle on these to switch them back to those of us who preferred it. Um, that is definitely two different systems. Um, I don't know if it would be feasible to have a toggle to go back and forth. Um, yeah, and again, that was actually technically a promise that was kept. Originally, when those servants were put out with the pledges, it was stated then that you would be able to give them scripting of what they would be able to do. Barks, that's what hailing you and doing that type of stuff. Those are called barks. Those NPC barks are not compatible with the conversationalist system. But um, that's definitely something. Well, not what you're asking specifically, but the idea of being able to put something in into Inky and say that this is going to be a bark, because there's also would be let me my mind's jumping ahead. Um, Having a method for the Inky scripting to allow for a bark to come up would obviously be great. We'd have to look into that, see if that can be done. Uh, that, of course, could be wish listed as far as that's concerned. the other aspect of it is that um, we wanted to, and this is back when Devil Cult was knee deep into this stuff. We were hoping to be able to set it up where players would be able to set up a loot table on the thing as well to make it part of a quest, so that the way the NPC can deliver a quest reward if the player had completed all the steps in the quest. But of course, that also is going to take development time and everything to make that happen. That is feasible, but it's not something that's on the radar at the moment. So just to say that I get that too. I have a Lord servant, and uh, for the longest time, I wanted to be able to make him say stuff and everything. But like you said, as soon as that went in, then you lose the other aspect of it. So it's kind of a give and take at that point. So hopefully we could get to a point where we'd be able to merge those two functionalities together. Let's see, where am I standing? Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, so there's all sorts of little side projects going on here. Uh, so some of you guys may have noticed. Well, sure, a lot of you guys may have noticed, but go ahead and slew around for a little bit on this as I ramble on. I redid the roof on this. This may sound minor right now. Um, this was actually about 4 months ago, I think, that I redid this roof. Um, uh, if I was to stand down here, I think it'll be obvious. Um, yeah, so let's get out of first person mode. So you see how the size of this railing is. Now, this was done on purpose because they wanted to, basically it was List Rostov who put this all together. And he wanted to make sure that the railing was visible at a distance and made it look in scale. Uh, excuse me. Uh, what uh, what I've been doing is adjusting them so that way they're actually at the appropriate height. They're still large, but at the appropriate height. See if I could. So you can see there's the railing here on that, which is larger, which is obviously more visible than that. But players can't get up there right now, so I'm trying to set it all up where players will be able to access these areas, which of course will allow me to do some other things with these areas that I'm not going to talk about. So, I put the door in there, and some extra stuff has to be done over here, so that way there'll be a door. I think this is the one, right? I'm slewing around a little bit too fast, so no, I think yeah, too high. Hold on a second. This is too fast for me. Let's slow this down somewhat. Yeah. So, boom, 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 boom. Where is it? I'm lost. Help me. There, right here. So I'm going to put a door here so you could get into um, these areas and get up to the top. So this wall will move back a little bit to like maybe where these beams are. And then there'll be a way to get up to these upper levels um, with a little bit more interesting stuff to look at and do. But longer term side project that's not really part of anything. So anyhow, um, all right, we are at that point. So Not that I could share with you. I said we're trying to keep episode 2 under wraps as far as what the plot line is. Yeah, he's been updating us, and I know where he's at with it. There's actually it's not just quest. There's the last two scenes or zones that have to be put together, which is the culmination of episode 2. So, um, well, it's one of the things I want to I want to change the way we've done, we've been doing things, and past teams have been doing things. Um, I'm going to say guilty. It's not. We're guilty of this as well. In our generation of this mess, but um, as soon as we complete stuff, we go on stream and walk you through it, which is not a good idea. And things need to be there need to be surprises, there need to be secrets, there need to be, content. Content gets plowed through quickly enough as it is without us saying, "Oh yeah, and here's the things." No, we're not going to take you in there because that's something that blah blah blah, and then you need to go there. So, yeah. So you know, I want to stay engaged with the community, of course, but the development of the game itself, apart from giving you the high level, okay, here's where we're going, here's the things we're doing, this is what our goals are, and this is what we're going to try to get done. I don't want to give too much details on stuff because then it's spoiling. I mean, literally spoilers. So trying to keep as much of the stuff to be a fresh surprise as much as possible. So, um, and um, you know, uh, it's a balance. And as we are able to generate more content more quickly, then yeah, obviously some level of the stuff can be uh, revealed. But at this stage, yeah, episode 2 is definitely being worked on, and as I said, I have the plot line set up for episode 3, and actually just today I was asked a question by one of my team members because we're trying to get uh, we are trying to get our current NPC editor to work on different platforms. Some of our devs are not running Windows. Some of our devs are not running Linux. Some of our devs are not running Mac. So I can say that the opposite way too. But uh, if you get the idea, a lot of the stuff, a lot of tools that we use will work on any of the operating systems. But some of the tools that were written, actually Lum, if anybody remembers Lum, remember Lum? He actually wrote the NPC system, and the editor for it is only available in one thing. So I have to either find another way around that, or basically modify the code so I could get it to compile properly on other operating systems and such. So anyway, the point there is that literally just was asked of me today a status on that as well, and with an offer of another idea of a workaround that might make that tool work for that situation, and that is because that's what's going to help us move forward. And just like itemization, getting items into the game, which I could definitely appreciate that we want to see updates and stuff done to the game at more of a zone level, questing level, feature systems and fixing things. Definitely need to get to those points where we have dedicated people working on these systems. Um, the itemization is still important because it keeps our commitments with the subscriptions and things along those lines. Um, so they help bring in the money. And I know that leads into the question of the telethon aspect. Got to figure out how I would go about a telethon. Like I said, items, not that's not a problem. We just have to backlog some items or backstock some items, not backlog, and get them ready. But the question is, how much how much visibility would we still get from a telethon? At this point, we have you guys all loyal, great players and everything. Uh, we need more, and we need more visibility. Telethons would actually work the best when we have more visibility going on, like on Twitch and or YouTube or wherever, and get more people involved in the game. So got to figure out that is going to be one of the things later on in the year as we go through 2026. We are going to definitely discuss more in detail about fundraising, because that's where we are. We definitely have a stable foundation, and we're able to move forward, but the pace is not as quickly as anybody wants to see, especially us. So we need to figure out ways to raise funding so that way we could expand the team and increase the rate of expansion for the game. So okay, let me yeah, marketing and marketing. Like for instance, last night, um, you know why I was up until 10 a.m.? You want to know? I spent the entire night last night working on social media. I did the newsletter. I sent out the newsletter, which goes out to quite a few people. And um, then I updated Facebook. I posted on Twitter. I posted on Blue Sky. Blue Sky was one that was pending, and because I had somebody who I was hoping was going to be able to get into do the social media stuff, and that's been delayed. So I jumped in there and had to do that. But it takes up all that time. That literally took a whole day for me to get all that put together and everything. And it's not even new content that I'm writing. It's stuff I take out of the newsletter and everything. And then putting up ads on Facebook and things along those lines, which is not the it's the most available place to market right now. It's affordable for us, but I would really like to be able to get like ads on Twitch. I would, uh, these are definitely things we can't afford to do right now. So I gotta figure out how we're going to get more money to put towards that. Um, let me. I still have something in here. Which social media? Oh, never mind. All right, yeah, got it. No problem. Yeah. So bundling rares with Coda packs, that might be the best replacement for Telethon. Yeah, that's what pretty much where we figured we were as far as that, and that's why I think that you're going to see more ultra rares coming out bundling with Coda packs, or and not really leak, but to say this is one of the things that I have in my mind. I just need to solidify my methodology, and then determine if it's even feasible. So this is an idea. It's not something that we've formally discussed as part of the team, at a team level. So one of the things I want to do is possibly offer an ultra rare if you subscribe to the game at the $27 level for at least 90 days for three billing cycles. So then the question is, the ultra rare, like we'd show that the ultra rare is there, put it in the hometown or whatever. But obviously, I can't send the ultra rare to you, when you subscribe, because then what's going to encourage you to stay for 90 days and do that. So basically, if you do subscriptions over the 90 days, and basically at the end of the third billing cycle, then the ultra rare is delivered to your account. That's my current framework of an idea, of a possibility, of a so I don't know. Because again, that would have to be manual. We had a little bit of a discussion at this in the forums today as well, as far as automating delivery of stuff, and there's not a system in place where I'd be able to automatically say, okay, they've hit their third, thing, and I could deliver this ultra rare. The system that's in place to deliver things like that for like the 6 month title, or was it the quarterly titles, the 6 month dies, or whatever, all that stuff is in there, but it's hard coded and it's specific to the thing. That's one of, again, past iterations love to hard code stuff, and in the end they duplicate code all over the place. But I have to get my hands dirty in that and see if I could set something up. And it would, same thing for the delivery of any of the ultra rares. And again, the priority of things, my backlog is way up here, and that's here, because we can do it manually for the moment. So that's what we're doing. Yeah. So that's one idea, and there's other aspects of things that could be done for um, ultra rare, or other promo ideas and things along those lines. There is actually a promo that's still out there for New World, when New World came out, and if you use a specific code, then you would be given some extra items. Of course, those items are no trade, because if we give you bonus items like that for just creating an account, because the game is free to play, you could go in there and create 100 accounts and have 100 items, and and then go and flood the market with stuff. So there's there's a balance that has to be made as far as that's concerned. So excuse me. All right, so let me get the prizes running. I will give you guys 30 seconds while I read Hemnu's post here to put in the phrase, if you haven't put it in yet. Go ahead and put that in there in Universal Chat, or any chat, and then I'll do the prize drawings. Okay, let me see. Any chance we could get it so POT NPCs could be placeable on lots? I tried that myself. I was told that couldn't be done when I first joined the team in 2020. Basically the end of 2019, last quarter of 2019, that's when I joined the team, and I actually spent about 4 months in 2020 trying to make that work. And no. In fact, I think there is still a test NPC in the project someplace that is like maybe fire goes, you spawn it, goes but no, it won't work right, and it has to do with the privilege systems, or not privilege, permission systems. The permission systems that Lord Subtleton put in place. You might recognize his name from a recent posting that was kind of talking about some things. In fact, those of you who've been around for a while may remember that the permission system was altered at one point, and all of a sudden you could look in everybody's chests even if they're locked, and that actually created a big stir, and basically the dev involved, just flat out refused to fix it, so they were excused. But that's where the problem is. It's one of those things like tendrils that is into the game now. So to fix any of that, a lot of work has to be reverse engineer what was done, why they changed it, because that change was not on the schedule, and which goes back to other things I was talking about recently. So you get me talking, now I'm going to be here for another hour, damn it. Back in the day, there were a number of devs, which I won't dev shame at this point, but there were a number of devs who felt they had the best interests in mind, and then they would just go do stuff without any coordination with, as I've said in writing, with management, right? So basically, the team wasn't aware of it, and so they said, "Oh, hey, I just implemented this," blah. And then, of course, historically, we've had things where there have been certain statues that were an exploit that were put in the game without permission. There were um, permission systems that were put in the game without coordination and awareness, nor need. Not really even sure to this day what the real purpose was to rebuild those things because it broke more things than it fixed. And actually, I'm not really even aware of anything it fixed. Um, yeah, and uh, and then there was a third aspect of some stuff that were basically done without any coordination and planning ahead. So as I said, in several leading up to now, I've been little pieces here and there, but now very definitive, very straightforward. This is not going to happen anymore. This is can't be done. We have a plan. We have to go with the plan. The JIRAs that we're creating to do things are detailed, not just one-liners. If there's any question on what it's how it's supposed to work, whatever, it needs to be discussed. So that way, the details are updated. All that neat type of stuff. So because the more things that are changed, well, again, this isn't even anything that's happened since 2022. Um, we've already been working for the last 3 years to stabilize all the stuff, and policies and procedures have already been put in place and solidified. But earlier back, I don't want that to come back. So even as I expand the team, it's not going to be like, oh yeah, here's your keys for whatever part of the project you're working on. Have fun. And that's not going to happen because what we need to stay on target to the goals, fix the bugs that are really important, and then work on bugs that are auxiliary and improvements, obviously quality of life, all that stuff. Expand the content, do all the things, but we need the hands to do it. And I don't want to bring somebody in who has got an agenda and veers off course by 90 degrees immediately, and then we never get to pull them back onto what they were originally supposed to be doing, which has happened in the past. So that's yeah. So let's see here now. Did I even cover? I don't even think that was what it was about. So um, yeah. So on the lot, so that's actually something that the permission system broke. Any possibility that should have worked, but the permission system in its current state broke that. So that would have to be a deeper dive. Fix the permission system first, then we could go back and do something like that. Um, all right, so I saw those ads in email, Twitter, and Facebook. Was very happy to see those. Anyway, yeah, I know I can set up a bot, and I was definitely there's like an app or a functionality that I could do that. There are things out there for this to be done. Um, Sadly, and this is the thing that I'm really I don't know what the right word is here. Irritated, probably, with things to with things like Facebook, right? I can't change fonts. I can't highlight things. I can't change color of text. I can't. Um, and if I don't put a picture in, they only show like the first I don't know what it is, maybe what 30 characters or whatever, and then it's all see more, and so you don't even get the message. And then when I do put a picture in and I go and it has a button say make this into an ad, it says, oh no, it's not eligible to be an ad. But then I go and click on another thing, which I can't remember what it is. It's one of those things I have to see on the screen to boost this thing, which is an ad. Then it allows me to do it. So automation can work for things like Twitter, for sure, because there's this, specific number of characters, but we still have to write the stuff, of course. So like a Twitter post and a Blue Sky post can, be pretty much the same, and put them out into both platforms. And then if there's any other platforms like that, Facebook doesn't really fly very well that way, especially if I want to get multiple articles up there, as soon as I post the second thing, I'm burying the remaining things. The visibility just doesn't work right. Facebook is a mess. Anyway, you get the idea. So yes, I can automate to a degree, but there's still hands-on, and I'm not so sure that the automation would be able to deal with Facebook as opposed to Twitter and Blue Sky. Like Twitter and Blue Sky, I could definitely put them on the same thing. It's the same type of um, uh, crossbook. So yeah, Facebook sucks. So that's all I have to say about that. You know, I have to use it because it's uh, you know um, it's the main visibility at this point, as far as that's concerned. And got ideas, got plans, but I need to get to a point where I could actually implement some of this stuff. So, okay, let me scroll back here again. All right, easier there. All right, and then. See, lot, if you want to sub 100 times on all your alts, we will gladly accept that. Hey, just keep in mind though, it doesn't give you any leverage over other players. The wishlist forum is over there. Um, okay, so let me see. Did that have anything to do with the time the NPC started wandering around the town or towns? You know, I can't definitively say we did anything to fix that. I think it just started and stopped. Although it may have actually been related to some deco that had, if you guys are familiar with the phrase, big box disease, which will pop an NPC out of its supposed, where it's supposed to be, and then it ends up doing unusual behavior. But in the underlying thing, yes, because the permission systems are so different now, that the AI of the NPCs is getting into areas where it's starting to say does not compute. Um, so and Mr. Darkwood, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Um, so let's see. All right. So how much is Chris helping with the game? He is not. Chris is no longer involved in the game. And I still talk to him when he's available to be talked to. But um, I don't need to get approval from Chris to move forward on any of the projects. No. Um, as I said, this is more, sadly, this inherently gives you a hint, some stuff, but uh, during the course of 2026, we will be discussing more about the future, the structures and things like that, which I've already. I mean, none of this is a surprise. Nothing's scary. There's stuff with the Birch Island, the well, and eighth level of hell. I've talked about all that stuff already in the past, as far as where we're aiming to go and what's going to happen. And then, of course, I've given you some very sinister, warnings about how things might get very dark. Uh, so, um, you know, uh, the episodes are plotted, and we have a solution plotted. Yay! So we will be, going in a direction. We have everything out. That was one of my main things in the release notes, that we are not going to be squirrel and then go off and do something else. This is the direction, the path, the structure, the features, what we need to fix, all that stuff is there. So even if we do telethons and we do whatever, it's not going to be a promise fest. It's not going to be something where we end up going off script and then, say, that's a great idea. Let's go do, ideas are great. And by all means, please keep giving wish lists and ideas, because we do take things, and we don't always acknowledge in the forums until it's already something that's like being worked on. But if there's an idea of something that we know we could do and we can get it in there, we may. But I'm not going to make promises about stuff, and I'm not going to overload myself and the team with a whole bunch of stuff uh, that keeps pulling us in opposite directions. So uh, that's pretty much where it is. So the Spider Dungeon is not yet fixed, but it is actually. Sorry, man. I have to say this that was supposed to be worked on 2 months ago, uh, but I do have it written down. Where is my current page? Hold on, let me get there. Is I did write it down here. I want to make sure. Oh, this is this here. Okay. Yep, there it is. So it's uh it's on my list for today. Well, not today. Actually Monday. Monday is when it's going to be worked on. So we'll get that going. Um, and this actually opening this book just remind me of something else I need to talk about. But let me do the prizes because now I am definitely back to where we usually are on our prizes being 20 minutes late. So running that. Okay. Yeah, and I apologize. I mean, as you could, I'm sure you can understand that there's so much stuff going on at the same time. But you are absolutely correct. That room that's not the way I left it. So something's forked up in there, and I got to figure out what's going on. And we will fix that. While I am waiting for the prizes to pop, um, there is one thing I want to talk about and make clear that recently, well, for a while now, I'll say, there have been some reports and concern about the use of Findoro's tablet, the tablet of finding. We went to the degree of running reports to find out if there was actually any abuse. There is none. Um, the tablets on average are being used like again, you can only use the tablet once a day. So if a person has multiple tablets, uh, then they could obviously use one tablet at a time. Uh, but what we're seeing is two, twice, twice. That's it. It's like there was one or two times when somebody tried to use tablets like 10 times, but they were using the same tablet and it was being rejected because it was too soon. No, players are not actually stalking anybody by using the Findoro's tablet. But if that behavior were to start, there would be obviously a problem. But the tablet itself does not really allow for that type of thing because all it does is tell you what zone a person is in. It's not telling you their coordinates. And the players that have been mentioned as being uh, a possible issue, they are just players. No added abilities. Nobody's out there. No GMs out there that are using a GM client to do anything special. Nobody's tracking down players. Uh, all the tools that are available to all the players are available to everybody who is involved in this PvP situation. So if if you flag as PvP, then you're taking on the risks. I mean, it's a risk versus reward thing. So there's an added bonus for being flagged as PvP, and as you play the game, if a PvPer happens to run across you, or somebody else says where you are to them because they saw you or whatever, then that can happen. There's many ways to find out where somebody is in the game, not your specific coordinates. By your zone, yeah, sure. You could hide yourself on things in the game, by the settings, and yeah, that'll work. But there are things that are not. There are just things that allow people to figure things out. Granted, the Findoro's tablet could be used once a day per tablet to locate a zone where you are, but then the person has to come into the zone and still find you. So there is really uh, there's no benefit or methodology to exploit that in that way. So just want to put that out there because uh, um, this answer was supplied, and we do not expect to hear any more complaints about that. If we do, then we have to take it up with the person specifically, uh, because then they're becoming part of the problem, not part of the solution. So, but yes, if you're flagged for XP and you don't want to do combat, you should be not flagging for XP because you're risking the combat. And this is not a new thing. This has actually happened over years. Um, Even last year, I remember some folks farming the Panopticon out the outlying areas of the Panopticon and complaining about the fact that they were flagged for PvP, and so other PvPers were coming and killing them when all they were trying to do was mine or farm or or whatever, farm mobs. And but that's the whole point. If you're flagged as PvP, it's open PvP when you're flagged. So yeah, you're at risk of getting attacked. So if you don't want to get attacked, don't flag. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, let me see. Yeah, there's rumors for sure. Oh, most welcome. Yeah, and this is the thing. If you get a bad, I was gonna say, you get a bad reputation in the community, uh, you kind of got to expect that other people in the community might be saying, "Hey, by the way, I know where somebody is." So, all I can say is DB AD, right? Don't be a dick. That's all I can say about that. And life will get better for you, I'm sure. But I can assure you there are no exploits being leveraged there. So okay, this did not pop. All right, rerun this. Once in a while, the prize bot does not do what it's supposed to do. New titles coming for subscribers. Yeah, actually, the scribe we have years worth of titles in the thing. They may not be displayed on the website though. I gotta check where that is. We decided not to put the whole list up there because the page would have been really long. Um, Updated subscriber rewards is there titles beyond what is listed? Yeah, yeah, exactly right. But you still haven't received a new one. Oh, really? So, all right, then I'll have to check that. But the titles should already be there. If they're not, as soon as I populate the table with new titles to extend that range, then they will automatically be delivered. So that whole system is working properly as far as that's concerned. Um, and by the way, I got that book with my official list of things to do, and I got these things that have uh, my these are more ad hoc things that need to be done that I keep on adding to the list, so they get interleaved. So I'm writing this down to check the titles. Subtitles. It's funny too because I was updating when I was updating the release schedule. That's on that same area. No, what was I doing? Oh, I guess it was oh yeah, well, it was last night when I was doing the social media stuff. Uh, yes. When I was doing social media, I was copying over stuff for the subscriptions and everything, and I was looking at that, and I was like wondering how far off we were from the end of that list. So, okay, yeah, definitely, I will add that in. In fact, what I'll do is when I add it onto the page, I'll put all of the titles in there, assuming from what it sounds like we must have gone. It's Sanyo and I put those titles together last, and it doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but I guess it was. I remember thinking at that point that, wow, these are so many titles. I wonder if we'll still be around. So there you go. So we'll set up more titles, and what I'll do is I'll use the expansion um, uh, functionality that we use for the release notes. So that way, you can say, see the titles here. Click a button, and and then that way, maybe I could even subcategory sub organize it a little bit more. But anyway, we'll get titles going. So if you're not getting them, then that means we've hit the end of the list. So thank you for letting me know, though, because that's um, back in the day. The what was it? The dyes stopped delivering. There was a whole bunch of stuff that just stopped, and they we had to go fix that. I think the dyes won't ever stop. So if any of those quarterly, half year, annual, whatever recurring subscriber rewards don't show up, uh, you know, um, let us know. And that would be a support. Send an email to support. Um, and because those things are preordained, they're pre-scheduled, and if something doesn't show up, either means that the website is broken or it's caught into the list, the end of a list. And the things like the dyes, that should be never ending. They should just keep coming. And the potions and things along those lines. So, all right, let's see. Oh, I got prizes! Yay! So only a half hour late now. Okay, so copper bathtub. All right, settle down. Reading off prizes now. Copper bathtub goes to Azil's, like Azil's light, um, and pattern pack of Diable Elven Mage staves goes to Janzik. A small moss-covered wooden awning goes to Oberst Nightblade. A giant brown rabbit decoration pet goes to Tari Edelin. Excuse me. And the final grand prize, a Tower Village home, goes to Chiara Leclerc. Congratulations to all the winners throughout the stream today. Very much appreciate your presence and your support for the game. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up soon here because you get me talking, I'll just start rambling. Some of this sure is repetitive, but sometimes repetition is good. But all right, so let's see here. Um, oh, so Cat Dude says that sometimes when they're streaming stuff, people snipe them. So in Shard Falls, that is definitely a way that you could get located. Yeah, interesting. All right. Well, uh, yeah, I am needing sleep. You're right. But anyway, you guys get the idea, I hope. Obviously, always ask questions. Hemnu's been talking to me in the forums, and I obviously, if we have productive conversations like that, anybody wants to ask questions, go ahead, ask them in the forums. I'll reply. And obviously, I may not reply in 5 minutes because I really do need to think through what I'm saying to make sure I'm not messing up. But I'll reply in the forums on those types of things. Uh, we do want to have transparency. We are transparent. And the only things that I guess you could say we're not transparent about are the things that we want to surprise you with. So, again, it's all about not over promising things and making sure we can move forward. My hope is that with the solid base that we've been building and we're going to continue to build, that we will be able to uh, by way of showing that that's there and it's everything's stable and we are moving forward, even if it is a somewhat of a snail's pace, that will build a stronger following, more consistent player base and subscriber base, and then that will allow us to keep expanding and expanding the team, expand the game, move quicker with our content and all that and stuff. So again, repetitive, but this stuff needs to be said. Um, there's a lot more going on or ideas flowing around. I remember seeing that back there. It's like keep coming up with the ideas, and yeah, I definitely have a bunch of ideas. It's funny because a lot of the ideas that like the ultra rares was literally a dream. I woke up and said, "Oh yeah, I'll do that." So uh, I definitely will continue looking at those things when they come up, like the wine thing, the whole wine thing. It's actually kind of like a big ball wax type of deal. That came to me in a similar way back in maybe even September, August or September, and then we talked about it. We got the items for the ultra rares made, and we're obviously we have to interleave stuff, but we're going ahead and getting everything ready for the rest of it. So the details of all that stuff will come out as it's ready. So, anyway, thank you very much once again, and thank you for all the subs going on here and cheering and everything. You guys know I'm really bad at doing the multitasking thing as far as acknowledging everybody on the stream. So, um, uh, let's see. Well, Zealot, thank you very much for gifting those subs to everybody. That's really cool. And then we had some cheers in here, and so let's just keep up this pace. I mean, basically, as I said, if there's anything that you guys could think of to spread the word out there, even if it's replying to the Facebook threads that I put up there, retweet, blue sky, whatever, reflutter. I don't know what the blue sky thing is, but yeah, if you do those, that gets more visibility, and then the algorithms will make it show up more. Those are things that you guys can do to help. I know you're here because you want the game to succeed as well. I know that some people could be crunchy, some people could be trolly. Some people are more trolls than others. But the whole reason why you're here, especially if you're in game, is because you want the game to stay. You want the game to uh, be better than it is now. You want expansion. You want more content. You want all whatever it is that you want. It's all good for the game. It's all positive stuff. We are definitely looking for that type of aspect. Um, the um, the concept of going out there and talking bad about the game, thinking that's going to help the game, no, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to make us go away either. I mean, said the vault is overdue for being gotten rid of. True, and to be honest with you, when I will say that Laney and I together pushed to get rid of the um, uh, heritage stuff, the no trade aspect of the store and all that. Uh, I do not have an answer for you as to why I didn't push at the same time to get rid of the vault. I probably should have. But the vault's gone now, and we have a definite line in the concrete. It's not a line in the sand. It's not going to move. And we're moving forward. I'm not looking backwards. I'm not trying to fix all the problems of the past. I can't fulfill all the promises of the past, but we have what we have now going forward, and we have structures that we are attainable, and we are going to do everything we can to make this game uh, a success. It's a success now. It's been here for 13 years. It's a success, but it could be better, right? It could be have more players and everything like that. So you guys are the key for this. The subscriptions and spreading the word on social media, replying or retweeting and such, so on, all that neat stuff. If there are other platforms that we're not on for social media that we should be, let me know. You could send a note to support, attention Ravalox. Here's a social media platform. Please check this out. Whatever, that type of stuff. And hopefully we will be able to get more and more attention, positive attention out there. Uh, you know, the um, you know, my position here is that the old school folks who legitimately had gripes with Portalarium don't have gripes with us. They shouldn't have gripes with us. We're doing everything we can to be straightforward, factual, stay on course, and move forward and do things the right way. Um, and that applies to more things than you know. I mean, I'm being vocal and visible about the stuff that we're doing here. Um, that structure applies to a lot more stuff that's inside as well. So, um, yep. Yeah, and I agree. I agree. We get episode 2 done, and we'll have more players. The thing is, and this is one of the things, keep in mind that we've had other folks in the past as well say, and these are not bad things to say. Oh, well, if you were to just make all these new items, or if put in all these things or put in all those things, they all take money. And so, you know, uh, good ideas are not being ignored. It's just that we don't have the ability to do it. And, multitasking is, as was said earlier in the thing, multitasking is actually kind of a bad thing. It's evil because you don't ever really pay full attention to every single thing. Um, in my position, what I have to do right now, I have to multitask. Getting the social media out, that's that basically took 12 hours. I mean, I'm not sitting there grinding at the keyboard for 12 hours, obviously. Uh, stay in the call, damn it. But it's a full day. It's a full work day, and then other things are full work days, and other things are a week prepping for the monthly release, which I'd love to be able to get rid of the actual, having a big event of a monthly release, which I've talked about in the past. Um, those things are time consuming. And then if it's not just me, because at least I could discount some of my own, um, you know, income or whatever, and it's like I could, if I have to take a hit, I could take a hit, but as long as I can. Um, but we have to pay, you know, artists like Scotty and Allium. It's there are Sanyo. All these folks on the team have to. We all have to eat. So, all I could do is do the best we can to move towards the goals. And episode 2 is obviously there. It's not even a matter of saying it's on the radar. It's on the schedule. It's actively being worked on. But it could go a lot quicker if I was able to hire more people to help. So that's the thing. So saying, oh, well, just do X, Y, or Z. Yeah, it'd be great to do that. And I'm multitasking as it is to try to touch on a bunch of those things. But you can only do so much in 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? Before you fall down and on the floor and start snoring. So, so yeah, game is huge. Um, yeah, and no, you're right. Andrew Night Owl is saying that I say it's over 400 zones. And, the right terminology would be zones. But it is probably closer to 700. The 400 zones, I am not counting player-owned towns. And I'm not counting. I don't know. I'm not sure if I am counting. I might be counting player dungeons, but I don't think I'd have to go back and look at the number again because it's been a while since I did an audit and I came up with the number. Um, and I do not believe that it has anything to do with player-owned towns or player dungeons, but I'll have to re-audit that. But yes, the game is larger than even what I say it is. So, okay, so well, as I said, yeah, I know, and the thing is that we have too many places to post stuff. I shifted as much as I could to posting in the forums and making that the one place to post. I do ad hoc answer things in Discord because I have that up 24/7. But yeah, there's definitely when there's things to say, I definitely want to be able to put them up in the forums and of course in the newsletters and things along those lines. So um, it's but as I said, the conversations are good. Uh, you know, Obviously, if it's trolling stuff, that's not good. Moderation does happen. But if there's an active conversation that has uh, positive aspects about it, then I'm more than willing to take part in that. And yeah, and the dev blog stuff is that's one of the things I want to do more consistently. So what I think you're going to see is that as I work on things, the dev blog will have more details in there consistently, and and that's in the announcements forum. So and as always, feel free to create a thread in the general forums to ask questions or respond to my dev blog in the announcements forum. I opted not to allow replies there for that because then there'd be player posts in between my things, so it kind of get things lost in the weeds. So this way, it's all in one place. All right. Well, again, with all that said, uh, yeah, it's like there's a big giant key on my back, wound up now. Okay, so thank you very much, everybody, and let's keep going. This thing's doing good, and I definitely am having an allergy attack right now too, so I'm gonna have to go do something about all this. Have a good night, and if I can, hold on one second. I just want to check something where I am. Yes. I may do a work stream later tonight. Thanks. The allergies never go away. But thank you very much. And for the well wishes there. It's a lot of like I get allergies so bad that I end up getting bronchitis and stuff like that, which I just got over. Because it happens every spring. In Texas, spring is like we're almost into summer now over here. So But as I say, I might try to stream a work stream tonight around 9 p.m. or so, Central Time, and then next week I'll look to do some more work streams. I have some things that need to be fixed. So actually, the spider room and the boom bunnies. What's that you say? The boom bunnies. Yeah, those of you who know. So the boom bunnies need a little bit of tender loving care. So I'd be gonna be working on those a little bit, see if I can solve those problems, and for something that's coming that new people may not know about. But, anyway, okay. So I will possibly see you. Doom chickens. Uh, I will possibly see you later on tonight around 9 p.m. or so, between 9 and 10. And if not tonight, then Monday. Well, Monday, during the week. So there you go. So, okay, guys. Au revoir. Sayonara. See you later.